Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 538 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am here today with two of the greatest geeks who are ever going to pretend that they are in low Earth orbit for a half hour and talk about random crap about the internet. I have Chris Demona.
Hey.
And Rob Roseboom.
That's me.
Chris, you might want to reload that. I think you're at, I think you might have cache data. So we got all kinds of fun stuff to look at today. The first one on the list that I liked right now is the Deepfakes detection article. This one is now, they're detecting pulses and heartbeats, which is cool because the previous generation of deepfake detections was basically, it came down to detecting blinks, which I thought was just really cool. I like that now we're getting to detecting pulses from video.
So I think I mentioned on the show before, I would visit the Media Lab as one of Google's reps, and there was one time where I saw something truly unique and interesting. And what a person had done is they had taken just common webcams, and using them, they figured out how to see the pulse and sort of the state of a person's cardiovascular system by the increase of color in their face or in their extremities. And then they amplified those colors. And so you could watch babies' heartbeats, and it was incredible. And so this is a great application of that technology. I'll find a video of it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I do feel like this is the sort of thing, like this is harder to deep fake around. Blinks isn't that hard to deep fake around. You know what I mean? Like, just sample a few more photos of the person you're trying to fake that has their eyes closed. Like, you'll get there. This is a different thing, though.
Yeah, where is it? It's a great video. It's so cool. It says there's a video,
but it's all lies. Anyway,
so much lies. But yeah, this is really cool.
I'm always fascinated with this because I do think that, by the next election, this is going to be part of the story. I mean, but that election's not going to be till, I don't know, 2030, 2032.
Well, when Ivanka's ready to give up power to her to Barron or whatever.
After Civil War III.
Once we figure out how to destroy the Mecha Kushner,
Wait, to do what? What did you say? I sneezed.
Once we Kushner,
I think we already have that.
Robo Jared.
Did you see that whole thing where he was like, black people just need to want success? I was like, no, bad idea.
Wow, back off, man.
Isn't it weird that any other politician would be like, well, that's it for them, right?
Yep.
Not just par for the course.
Immortals. All right, Chris, click on the one. It's down a couple. It's Guess Who's Back.
Oh, yeah?
Because this one's for Rob. I don't know if you've seen this.
Okay, here we go.
Oh!
This tweet is unavailable.
It was Billy Mitchell. He's back in the news. And there were tweets. Somebody posted all of the legal documents from his last thing, and apparently he's losing again against whatever twin galaxies.
But he knows everything.
I like that we're sponsored by Samsung today.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Statement from Billy Mitchell. He's got a Twitter, of course.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Good. Man, that guy and his ties.
Does he try to hawk any of his hot sauce in his statement? Since any interaction I've had,
hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
Any interaction I've had with that guy, some part of it is about his hot sauce at some point.
Oh, this says he's okay. In October he defeated, but now there's another lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I feel like Billy Mitchell has become for us in many ways a lot like Voyager has become for us, which is you can just rely on either Billy Mitchell or Voyager to show up every 6 to 12 months and just remind you that this is still a thing that hasn't really changed much.
Well, imagine if Billy Mitchell exited the heliopause and found a higher density area of the solar system.
Or imagine if Billy V'ger traveled so far that he joined with an artificial intelligence and came back.
He's super interesting to me because I like the idea of him sort of living in this cocooned world, and I wonder how long you can survive in that, right? Like, how long can you cling on to semi-famousness?
Well, let me tell you a story, Rob. The answer is less than the answer is far less than however long since I had a Q score.
Yeah, but I mean, you're different. I mean, I feel like he is actively trying to keep that world alive yet,
For sure.
That's what these lawsuits are really about. So
for sure.
Billy Mitchell always has a plan.
Oh, Billy Mitchell. Boy. All right. So, well, there have been a number of stories about the YouTube downloader that's gone to the mainstream now. A bunch of stuff. But now, basically, the engineering and coding type websites, they basically all ported YouTube downloader to every language that could be ported to. It's getting distributed onto the GitHubs and every possible code distribution. It's getting steganography. There's one that's on the screen right there. Somebody embedded they embedded the code into images and included in the tweet the text to re-decode it back into code. I love this is the part of tech culture, I think one of the parts that just makes me the happiest. Just this weird form of protest that is ultimately, like, I say this carefully, but nobody's really getting hurt here. I mean, the RIAA is pissed, but
it's like their way.
Yeah, but they're not getting hurt. You know what I mean? They're billions of dollars of organization that might make less, but probably not, and they're pretty clearly doing something pretty crappy.
I just, I wish I could comment more substantively. The only thing I'd say is that these ports to other languages, they're not going to be as full featured as YouTube DL was. I mean, that thing supported like 1,000 sites. Yeah. That extension. I mean, that's.
But I guess that's not the point. The point is to obscure it in so much mixed.
I can't talk about it, so I have to talk about the one thing I could talk about. Anyway, sorry, Robert, you should talk. Why don't you talk? I'm going to shut up. Mute.
Goodbye, Chris.
Oh man, this is the quietest it's ever been in this channel. Anyway, I like this story. I've probably read 20 articles about it in the last couple of days, and now it's just all about the ingenious ways that people are propagating this code. It is DECSS all over again, and I'm on board for that. I like when the protests don't involve anybody getting hurt, anybody getting physically threatened, or anybody getting disenfranchised. I like when the protests are literally us distributing source code. You're not even calling somebody names. This isn't even bullying. This is just code. I love it. Let's see. They found water on the moon again, a different way now. That was the big story that NASA was supposedly having a press release about, like on Monday. And they got moisture on the surface of craters on the southern half of the moon. So they don't know if they can do anything with that, but yay, water.
I admit I was a little like, NASA's like, we're gonna have a big announcement. It's in 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's in 12 hours. It's coming up in a half hour. In 2 hours, we're gonna tell you something really cool. We found some water.
They're as bad as
we already found water.
They're as bad as the video card companies and the CPU companies, like that now have like our announcement is going to be in 30 days. Like today's the AMD Radeon announcement, I think, but they announced that like a month ago, and they have like the ticking clock timer. Like the announcement is going to be in 30 days. We're counting down to announcements, which will then have another announcement. I hate that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only way to survive in a modern news cycle. Can you imagine trying to release a product the week of the election?
What are they thinking?
It's not a good idea. Okay, so did you see the redactions in the Ghislaine Maxwell story?
I think
I did not.
So this is funny, right? We've seen over the years many stories where the redacted document is released digitally, and it turns out that somebody just like blacked out, like they changed the font colors and stuff. But this is almost as bad. They blacked out the indexes. So you just basically have to go to every entry on the page and then look for what words appear on those pages, and then you find pages where it's not redacted, and you can find where Clinton appears, where Prince Andrews appears, where all the names are redacted. And they've got a little project now to de-redact. Would that just be dacting?
It would be just printing, right?
Well, okay, if you redact to hide something, is it just dact?
Reveal. How about reveal?
Oh,
It seems like it'd be reveal and redact. Reveal. And so maybe the operator is dact and veal. Like veal is the opposite of dact. It's sort of like how
I don't think that's right.
Vegan. Dact is the vegan veal.
You went on a whole journey there, Chris, that I don't think I can go with you.
It was exciting.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean it must be, right?
We should talk about the RAAA YouTube downloader thing again, so he has to mute himself. It's the only way he's going to get out of this. All right, Kazakhstan has officially adopted the Borat catchphrase. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Which is what they should have done last time.
I think you're absolutely right, Rob. There are times when you just, you embrace that which make people make fun of you, and you take it back. And so, Kazakhstan, it's very nice. And it's
very nice.
Turns out we're not so into prostitution, but we have beautiful mountains. It's
brilliant. And what they should have done with the first movie.
Yeah. Instead of trying to get Sacha Baron Cohen arrested and killed.
Right. Like, no, we don't have the running of the Jews here. like anyone
I think you're protesting a little too much.
Anyone who really thinks you have the running of the Jews, you're not going to convince with any words, right?
Yeah, they're not coming to visit you.
So make fun of it, embrace it, make it yours. That's the smart way to do it.
That is the smart way to do it.
Yep. Anyway, good on them. I think a lot of corporations could learn from this handling of a PR situation. We got two left on my list. One is clowns. Clowns. And
Clowns.
The other is that CyberPunk 2077 got delayed to December 10.
They said to December.
Oh, did they?
No one believes it.
No, nobody believes it. But I think at this point they're just trying to do their best to make sure that I have a 3080 by the time it comes out.
Yeah, I guess. I just, I don't know.
I don't know either, Chris.
I think we should really talk about the most important story of the day.
Yeah, we did successfully. How far in are we? We managed to make it 14 minutes without talking about the clowns.
As of today,
can you hear
yes.
There have been 38,160 cases of COVID-19 in Oregon, with 390 new cases being reported today. Sadly, we are also reporting 3 deaths today.
All right,
so she said sadly, but she has a smile on her face.
So for those of you who can't see what we're watching.
Hello, podcast listeners. The majority of our listeners are podcast listeners and cannot see this.
They're smart.
This Department of Health lady who's giving this briefing on COVID numbers is in a clown costume.
So is this the U.S. or is this a different country?
This is Oregon, the state
This
of
is the state
Oregon.
of Oregon. Okay.
Bringing the statewide total for COVID-19 related deaths to 608.
It's a little shocking to me that there's only 909 views on that video.
So, as we discussed last night, I assume the rest of the briefing this week will be in, pirate costume. She'll be a kitty later.
As of today,
Sexy mustard.
And frog.
And frog. You know
Well,
what?
no, what's funny is
we should get Costume Warehouses back up. That was always one of my favorites. Was it
such a good
crazy something's Costume Warehouse?
this Costume Warehouse parody,
What was it
really
called?
funny.
Girls Costume
think it's-
Warehouse.
Girls, I got costumes.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy mustard.
You want a 4 score with me?
Sexy Abraham Lincoln.
Sexy 19th century railroad tycoon.
At Aspen.
Oh man, I gotta watch a commercial. Here's I'll put into general the sexy sexy mustard.
Yeah. But so after her came a gal in a Totoro costume. It's just like, really? Yeah.
Totoro?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like, I think it was Totoro. It was one of the characters. But yeah, it's not in this particular video, but yeah, here it's in this one. Oh, no, that one. Let's find it.
All right, I put the Girls
Everyone's like,
Costume
what
Warehouse
are you
back up
talking
on the
about?
zone because that deserves to be watched once a year.
Costume Warehouse.
I'm not sure that I can say the same about Teen Wolf.
Oh man, I'm kind of glad that I have a great excuse to miss Teen Wolf, but
I understand. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing it because I watched it a lot.
Become a doer today and call now.
What?
Are you a girl? Is it Halloween? Now, why don't you come down to Girls Costume Warehouse? We got every kind of girl's costume for Halloween. Sexy witch, sexy devil, sexy cat.
It doesn't take much to make me purr.
We
All
got
right,
literally
pause that so we don't ruin. Does College Humor even exist anymore? Didn't they get in trouble?
yeah, they got in trouble. They like money trouble.
Yeah,
And then Cracked is coming back, but yeah.
I thought they got bought out by Funny and Die, or Funny or Die, and then I'm not sure what they did with it.
I know that a lot of the producers and writers from there went on. Like I think one of the producers is now like a head writer at SNL. Like a lot of those folks went on.
Well, I mean,
Doesn't
Kimmy
speak
Schmidt.
well of them.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, Kimmy
Kimmy
Schmidt.
Schmidt,
Well, she
Childish
was-
Gambino.
But those
I mean-
those was Derek Comedy. I thought that existed independently of College Humor for some time.
I mean, they may have, but I mean,
Yeah.
College Humor put them in the spotlight, so
For
to
sure.
speak.
For sure. Anyway, I loves me the Girls Costume Warehouse. That's a good.
so funny.
That's a good once
Yeah,
a
it's
year
really
kind of
funny.
thing.
And Frog.
And Frog. So Mandalorian Friday. I'm in my Falcon. I'm gonna have to see if I can find a Razor Crest cockpit for Friday. I won't lie, I'm a little worried about this season because Pedro Pascal quit like halfway through.
He did?
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
So wait, Pedro Pascal quit. Why did he quit?
So I mean, it's just a rumor that was going around. I don't know if it's legit or not, but he's still doing the voice.
okay.
He's just not going to be the dude in the costume. Which, I mean, for his sake, I mean, I can kind of understand that. Like, you don't see my face. I can dub my voices. You know, I did it for a season.
Yeah.
But that does not hold well. But I don't know. Maybe it was just a scheduling conflict. I'm gonna hope that that's all it was.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't. So it sounds like he just doesn't want to be in the costume. Maybe
Yeah. Although
not like the story takes some weird twist where he starts dating Baby Yoda or anything like that.
I mean, maybe that's
Remember,
subtext.
Baby Yoda is 50 years old, so isn't it Baby
That's
Yoda
right.
dating Pedro Pascal?
Oh, that's
Right.
true. Yeah, what's the rule? Half your age plus 10.
Yeah,
no,
I think that's
it's half
what it is.
7. Or
Oh yeah,
something.
+7.
So that means as long
Yeah.
as Pedro Pascal is at least 32, then Baby Yoda can date him.
Right.
Which makes sense because I think he is. How old is Pedro Pascal? Pedro Pascal age. Also, Pascal is my least favorite computing programming language. He's 45 years old.
Oh,
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
cool,
him and
man.
Baby
Yeah.
Yoda, they're peas and carrots, man.
oddly enough, Blaise Pascal only lived to be 39.
Go figure.
Right? Turns out being Pedro is better than being Blaze.
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 That said, I gave up the Pascal language when I was, that would have been 33 years ago. So,
Right.
I think that my lack of love for the language combined with my admiration of the actor could date Baby Yoda.
I programmed in Pascal through high school.
Okay.
I was still programming because I wrote a couple of BBS door games, and I wrote a keyboard, a MIDI music making synthesizer program.
Oh, I did a little synthesizer too, but it was in C.
Keyboard with your keyboard, play piano keys on your keyboard and output ANSI music. It was just like The Draw, if The Draw was written by an idiot who did not have even a fundamental understanding of music theory beyond 1 year of piano lessons.
So I really wanted to learn the sound system and the VGA graphics on the IBM PC.
Sure.
So I made, and I'm not a musician, Rob Mold. I don't music. So I basically created what looks very much like a sequencer. So it was basically a bunch of
mod tracker
bars, and you pull things up and down, and it would just go over and over and over on it, and it was cool. So
yeah, mine wasn't even that good. Mine literally just displayed a keyboard, and then you could play the notes on your keyboard, and it would map a key to a note, and it would just display the note you were playing. And when you got bored, you pressed escape and save. And I think I made about $100 from my shareware licensing.
I slapped a shareware license on it, but I didn't for money. I just didn't know what to do. So I uploaded it to CompuServe, and I tracked down the CompuServe servers still exist in some warehouse at AOL. And one day I would love to track down that program. So
I did some searching once upon a time. I know that it got distributed amongst bulletin boards because I got registration codes, or I got some of the people who bought it were in Seattle. So I know that it got, because I only ever uploaded it to Holland area BBSs.
Sure.
And somehow it made it all the way to at least Seattle. So that's the highlight of my childhood. And then I learned C like my first day of college because Pascal.
And then it felt so good.
Oh,
you're like, oh, this is what I always wanted. I didn't want that other crap.
Nope.
So
not even a little. I actually really liked Pascal as a language. I really liked it.
Oh, yeah?
But that's just me, and I never cared for C. I got out of C as soon as I could.
Bite your tongue.
Well, it's true. But I mean, if you got Perl, why would you bother with C? Come on.
I remember, when I we're going off on a tangent here, obviously.
That was the last thing I had on Taco Zone. We got nothing to do.
We're all tangents. No, I just remember that time I was using Perl, and I was using it a lot, right? And I got to that point where I was like, I wonder if this would work. And I realized I understood Perl. I just figured this should work, and it was like doing some weird thing with a hash map or whatever. But it was like, oh, that shouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
I'm broken now. That shouldn't have worked,
There's a lot of things in Perl that are incredibly complicated conceptually, but become like one line of code. And I'm not even talking about regexes, because regexes are a different thing entirely. But there are like just some really simple things, or really hard things in Perl, or conceptually, that are like so easy to do that they shouldn't be. And that kind of spoils you if you ever need to do real data structures again in the future.
Well, I don't agree. I don't think it spoils you. I think it really draws a really bright line between high functioning scripting languages and extremely, detail oriented languages like C, and system languages like that. I don't think it breaks you. No, I think I felt broken. Be all
no code? Isn't that what I was reading on the Hacker News now? It's all no code now.
That's, dude, It's like I lived through Visual Basic, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I thought it was really a cool way of getting people into programming, and Visual Basic for applications and Excel macros. I don't care what you call it. If you're programming, that's awesome. You know, more power to you. This whole no code movement. I mean, what, like Scratch? Because yeah, you're coding. It's just you're moving boxes around. It's okay. I mean, I welcome all programmers of all stripes, whether it's C or Pascal or Perl or no code, whatever no code means. And do you know who's in charge of the no code efforts at Amazon?
Is it Crow?
Larry Augustin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in his group over there.
That's
so
neat.
it's like, you know what? People, I like doing interesting technology for people to get into computers. You know, how there's nothing more American than that.
Wow. America, huh? You went straight to patriotism.
I'm going America.
All right, cool. I kind of think it's math, but you know,
Yeah, well,
it might be the fundamental of democracy.
You think math is American?
yeah, because I got some bad news for you.
No, I don't think
No.
I don't think it's American at all. I think that that's what I'm saying. Is that I don't think that programming is American. I think that it is math, and math transcends
Tycoon,
culture.
sexy, and frog.
And
Look at all these frogs.
frog.
This is more American than kind of anything else.
That might be the most
And
American thing.
Absolutely. The most American thing you'll see today.
Mental patient. Sexy 1900 steel conglomerate tycoon. Sexy.
All right, gentlemen. Do we have anything else we
America.
want to talk about?
I thought maybe there was something else in there.
I feel like there was something coming out this weekend that we cared about.
Oh, did you see the story about NASA collecting conspiracy theories from people? They've asked people to send them the biggest conspiracy theories about what they've done because they're putting out a big conspiracy theory video for Halloween. So if you got a problem, if you got to bee in your bonnet with NASA, now's the time to send them an email and tell them what they did wrong.
I just want to take the NASA PR people and say you're screwing up. Don't encourage these people. It's not cute. It's not funny. And Buzz Aldrin's going to punch you in the face.
He will.
You'll deserve it.
All right.
It's not funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of very. I mean, okay. Here's the problem: is that, and I think I see what you're saying. You know, this is the same thing as like with Hunter Biden's emails thing. You can debunk it or not, whether it's true or false. It almost doesn't matter. What matters is that if you show it to 100,000 people and 1% of them are predisposed to believing this anyway because they hate this person, they're just going to believe it.
Right. It's not about showing proof. It's just repeating it enough times so that enough people will hear it and believe it.
Yep. So I guess NASA's just going to repeat that. And I mean, I guess that'll be Ivanka's problem in 2032.
No, they're going to convince people who don't think we've been to the moon that we have with a video.
Yep.
They've said it right there, you know. That's obviously what's going to happen.
Yep. But they're not even going to bother uploading it in 4K 60 frames per second, so we'll know it's fake.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be like the Pruder film meets the Bigfoot video. You know?
Why are there 6 frames missing?
Clearly a conspiracy.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Let's say goodbye. Go about our exciting days. Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye, everybody.
This has been episode 538 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda. Stay skeptical, stay wise. Watch The Mandalorian. See you Friday.